Little Challenge, where today I'm in my living room and I'm really excited to share with you one of my family's favorite traditions, board games. I grew up in a very competitive household, and if we weren't able to get outside and do something active together as a family, you could usually find us huddled around the kitchen table playing a board game. One of my family's favorite holiday traditions is actually the game of Blokus. Still to this day, we play this game together as a family every Christmas morning in our matching pajamas while we're enjoying my mom's famous egg dish and some delicious coffee cake. Blokus is a great game for the whole family. It's a game based on strategy and designed for 2 to 4 players, but if you have more than 4 players, you can play in teams. It's also best for kids ages 5 and up. The purpose of the game is to be the first player to run out of all of your game pieces before your opponents do. And along the way, you're going to be trying to block your opponents from being able to run out of their game pieces. So there's a lot of strategy involved, as well as a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome on the game board, but it's a really fun and enjoyable game to play together as a family. Now today, if you don't already have the game of Blokus and are interested in playing it and unable to order it online or get to your local store to pick it up, I'm actually going to be showing you how to make the game of Blokus with items you already likely have laying around the house. But before we get into the arts and crafts, let me walk you through some simple game rules. That way, once your supplies are ready to go, you'll know how to play the game. There are 3 simple rules to the game of Blokus. Rule 1. Each player or team chooses a color and places that set of 21 pieces in front of him or her on the side of the game board. Rule number 2. The first piece played by each player must cover a quarter square. Rule number 3. Each new piece must touch at least one other piece of the same color, but only at the corners. This is correct. This would be an incorrect move. There are no restrictions on how many pieces of different colors may be in contact with each other. The game ends when all players are blocked from laying down any more of their pieces. This also includes any players who may have placed all of their pieces on the game board. Now that you know how to play the game, let's learn how to make the game. For this project, you will need 6 different kinds of supplies. The first is a poster board. I recommend a board that is at least 20 inches by 20 inches. The one I'll be using today is 20 by 28. The second is 4 different colors of construction paper. I chose blue, green, yellow, and red, but your family can choose whatever colors are your favorite. Just make sure that they are different. You will also need markers. I recommend a washable brand. A ruler or a yardstick would be preferred, scissors, and last but not least, a pen or pencil. To begin, let's start by making the game board. Using your poster board, measure 1-inch segments and trace 20 lines in a horizontal direction that are 1 inch apart. You will repeat this step, tracing 20 lines in a vertical direction, also 1 inch apart. Once complete, you will have a 20 by 20 square game board with squares that should measure 1 inch by 1 inch. Next, we need to draw the game pieces. In total, there are 21 game pieces, each with its own unique shape as seen here. Take note that each shape is configured by 1 inch by 1 inch squares to make up its unique pattern. I recommend taking a picture of this screen to reference, as the next steps require you to draw the 21 game pieces. To begin creating the game pieces, I first started by creating 1 inch by 1 inch grids on my colored paper. Once I had my grid set up, I began by outlining the shapes in marker. Parents, keep in mind that each shape is composed of squares that are 1 inch by 1 inch. So if you refer to the top left-hand side of the screen, my square piece is actually 2 inches by 2 inches. Finally, once you've outlined your game pieces, you'll need to draw in the individual lines to indicate the individual game pieces. After you've finished drawing your game pieces, it's time to cut them out. Carefully cut along the outside lines to get a precise shape. Next, you'll repeat each of the steps previously listed for 3 more colors. If you're doing this together as a family, each family member can take 1 color from the beginning, which will help you complete the project faster and gameplay to begin quicker. Once all 4 colors are cut out, you're ready for gameplay. I began by outlining the game pieces first in pencil. Parents, you'll want to remind your kids that each shape is built using 1-inch squares. So for the square game piece on the top far left of the screen, the square is actually 2 inches by 2 inches. Once you've outlined your shapes in pencil, I recommend going over the shapes in marker, the color of your choice. Finally, once your outline is complete, you'll need to draw in the additional lines to indicate the individual game pieces.